Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL. And these were the two strings that had to cross over in order to make this happen. So I talked a little bit while I was making the pattern about how there wasn't the same number on either side. I did not realize at the time it was as simple as just one strand each, but you need those two to cross over in order to make this work. And I thought that was a valuable lesson that I kind of haven't talked about in a while. So for the people who are new here, there you go. That's how you start a bracelet when the colors don't necessarily align with the same number on both sides. And yeah, I basically, once I get the two strings traded sides, I then do the thing where I go over the whole group with the first string, and then whatever's left with the second string, and what's left from there to the third, and that way I get that nice clean look at the start of my bracelet. I almost made a mistake there. Did you see that? Yeah, right out the gate I had a whoopsies. This is a really simple, very beginner friendly bracelet. It's interesting. Yeah, I do think I kind of figured out what the gist of the idea was that the person was doing. I think the darker color is supposed to look like a shadow casted from the yellow onto the orange. Like the orange is the background, the yellow sits above it, and then I used a brown instead of a black. The brown is the shadow. It just kind of looks like an interesting drop shadow. So it's a cool bracelet. Like I said, it's super easy, super beginner friendly. And after I got done with making the pattern, well, kind of no, while I was finishing up the rest of the pattern, because I wanted it for the website, I noticed that one of those yellow lines coming straight across ends up right at the middle of the bracelet. Like I have a guideline, so when I'm doing the flipping and copying pasting stuff, there's a guideline to show me where that middle is, and the way that it comes up and meets that gives me the impression that maybe we could do something interesting with this pattern to where we flip it the other way. But if we do that, I want to make that shadow effect different. So here it looks like the light is above it and the shadow is coming down. If I make this again, I think I would change the shadow to be at the bottom. It's not a huge difference, but I think it would make it just a little bit more interesting as if the light is in the middle of the thing and casting out in both directions. So I think that's going to happen. We're at the end of the month, so there'll be the end of the month review first, and then maybe that could be the project I do after that. I think it'd be kind of cool. You know, in my mind, I've kind of got it figured out. But there's some question about the big diamond and stuff that I was thinking about doing in the middle that I haven't quite worked out yet. I'm not sure how that would go, but yeah, something to look forward to. I don't necessarily know where the middle of this is, so let me just get it out of the way. Thanks to my YouTube members for making this possible. The string, the lighting here, the microphone, all came from support of the channel. Those people's names that you see going by are real people who believe in the channel, want to see it continue on. And yeah, I am so indebted to them. It really makes such a big difference. So thank you guys so much. Yeah, so the pattern, super easy. The one thing that I had to worry about, and you'll see a couple times in here where I stop and I count, was because it would be real easy to pass what I have as my template, right? Because my template is designed so that way it fits people really nicely and it doesn't run out of string. And in this pattern, the yellow gets used so much more. It would be real easy. Like if I go longer than I'm supposed to, I could run out of that yellow string and then I wouldn't have enough for the tassels. So there's a few points in here where I kind of just stop and I count how far along I was. And yeah, it worked out. I you know, I have trouble sometimes with my ADHD. I might count it and then start working and then I have to count again. But I did a little better this time. I kind of kept the numbers in my head a little bit stronger. I do double check towards the end, make sure I'm where I'm at, and then I double checked with the pattern to make sure I was doing it correctly. Because yeah, I really did not want to make that as a mistake. So yep, there was the counting. Did you sketch that real quick? Well, because the video sped up, I can't do videos in real time because of the fact that it would just take so long to do. And yeah, it's something reserved for the members. Like when I live stream working on bracelets, they can see it in real time. But for regular videos, I just find that nobody wants to watch that. So if you're the exception, you want to see real time, let me know in the comments. Let me think about it. Maybe we could do some I don't know, where I have 2 videos come out for the same pattern, one in real time and one that's not. Maybe that could work. I don't know. I just don't see a whole lot of call for it, especially when people, like, even the videos being shorter, people still won't watch the whole thing. They'll like jump ahead. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. You don't know how close we are to the end because it just keeps repeating itself. It's really hard to tell like how far along we are in the video, but kind of I know that there'll be a trigger, like I'll be able to tell it's close. Yeah, so it's not this row. Because the brown comes down and the 2 oranges go off to the side right before the last row. So like I know what to look for. That's probably me counting for the last one. I'm gonna guess. I think we're getting near the end. But like I said, real easy pattern. You could try it in any colors. If you make it and you want to share that with me, you could do that over on Discord. Like I said, it's really easy. It kind of goes kind of fast. I think that the way I did it kind of segmented it out really well, and it made the back of it look pretty cool as well. I don't think I do that in the reveal. I'll show the back of it, but it turned out cool. There we go. Now we're to the end. There's the 2 oranges off to the side. See, and then it's the 3rd one. Yeah. If you watch the whole video, made it here, thank you very much for that. If you haven't already, hit the like button. It really would help out a lot. Convinces the YouTubes that my video is cool. So that would be really cool. All right. Thanks for watching. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.